How do we stay sober and spiritually grounded in a world that feels out of control? Stick with me because during this episode, we're going to unpack how to do that. And I'm going to offer you some simple yet profound practices that can help you stay sane, sober, and strong. Hello, beloveds, and welcome to A Spiritual Remedy, your oasis for honest healing, spiritual tools, liberated living, especially for those of us in recovery. My name is Sunshine Daye, and today we're diving into this topic that's hitting hard. I mean, how do you watch television or scroll social media or not bump into somebody who's talking about the protests, the political fighting, the fears that seem to be pulsating through the airwaves? Many of us today are feeling emotionally flooded and even spiritually unmoored. We feel it in our bodies. I mean, that tight chest and that racing thoughts, the tension in our gut, and even just that low-grade fever, that sense of unease. And here's the danger for people like us in recovery. Emotional overwhelm can lead us back to emotional escapes. And I'm talking about those unhealthy ways of dealing with our emotions, which include alcohol and drugs and weed and doom-scrolling food and isolation, sex, gambling, shopping, making dangerous choices and decisions, or even just zoning out on the couch with that blank stare. Yeah. And you and I both know that that's not living, that that's just simply surviving. And I don't know about you, but most people didn't get sober to just survive. You got sober to thrive, to have a life beyond your wildest drunken dreams. And this feels like a drunken dream at times. So I want to introduce you or reintroduce some of you who've been following me for a while to this spiritual lifeline. And it's ribbit, frog. Yeah, frog. Fully rely on God. Fully rely on good. Fully rely on grace, fully rely on genius, fully rely on guidance, fully rely on great reality. Whatever your G word is, frog is your lifeline. And it isn't just a word, it's a way of living that when you get into overwhelm, that you remind yourself to fully rely on that guidance, that indwelling power and presence that is never an absence. When you're in overwhelm, it's easy to get into your old habits of relying on yourself to fix it, to plan, to control. But in recovery, we've learned, and some of us are still learning, that self-will got us into that mess. It's because we're paying attention to that stuff out there that we're not paying attention to that spirit, that indwelling power and presence, that great reality deep down within every human being, that we get to rely on that guidance to get us out of it. So instead of reacting to the chaos out there, frog reminds us to turn inwards and to slow down and to look toward that divine presence that is unchanging, unwavering, and loving. Frog is that spiritual posture that says, even though the world is shaken out there, I am held, I am guided, I can rest in something greater than me that is for me and that is in me. That's the eye of the storm where there's the calm. That's when you get to whisper, frog, I fully rely on guidance. I fully rely on great reality. I fully rely on grace. I fully rely on goodness. I fully rely on the genius of God. I fully rely on God. And when you repeat it slowly and you let it become your breath, and your prayer, it becomes more than just this cute acronym of frog. it becomes a daily way of being. And instead of watching the news, step away from the television. Step outside if you can. Look out of a window and count to 10. And when I'm talking about counting to 10, I'm actually saying count 10 things in nature. I see a plant. I see a tree. Number 2, tree. 3, there goes a dog. 4, there's a squirrel. 5, look at the ants. 5, I hear a bird. Because here's the deal. When you connect with nature, what it knows is safety. Meaning your brain knows safety in nature. But when you're watching television, or even like when you're at a movie and you're watching violence and you can feel the chills in your body, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's on a screen and what's reality. And so it causes the nervous system to be at a heightened state. And when you reconnect with life and nature, when you reconnect by counting, the tree, 1, 2, the dog, you're telling your body, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm alive. And one more spiritual practice that I want to leave you with before we end our time today is the 5-5-5. Yeah, give me 5, give me 5. And when I say give me 5, I don't mean 5 push-ups. This is a grounding, breathing exercise. It's designed to help you emotionally regulate, and it takes just a few moments and a few minutes. So you breathe in for 5. You hold it for 5. And you release it for 5. And it's like smelling the roses. Blow out the candle. You breathe in for 5. You hold it for 5. You exhale for 5. And you do that for about 3 to 5 rounds. Now, place your hand on your heart and feel your body and say to yourself, I fully rely on guidance. I fully rely on good. I fully rely on God. I fully rely on great reality. I fully rely on grace. And do this whenever life feels too loud, too heavy, too scary, because beloveds, this is what spiritual maturity looks like in real time. It's not that mountaintop experience. You know, oh yeah, I had this spiritual experience. No, spiritual maturity looks like this. It's choosing peace in the middle of the storm. So if today's message resonated with you, make sure you share it with somebody. And if you want more support, more tools, more connection, more loving support, you're not alone. Visit the website, vidaslc.org. And there you'll find upcoming videos and upcoming events. And you'll be able to reach out to me for some more personal spiritual support. So whether you're just getting sober or you've been sober for decades, in this community, we're here to remind each other that you're never alone and that you're always loved and supported. Until the next time, stay free, stay grounded, and remember, ribbit, you've always got frog. Bye for now.